Hello everyone and welcome back. It's everyone's favorite resident Monty player here, and I think it's time that we start to nerf shields a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want them to be nerfed into the ground, and I also don't want them to undo the rework. The rework was one of the best things ever done to this game, and it really cleaned up the shield mechanics. However, I can't deny that they are currently a bit overtuned, and they do need a little bit of a nerf. So if you're going to enjoy this video, be sure to drop it a like, and also consider subscribing if you haven't already, since we're trying to hit 200,000 subscribers. And without further delay, let's get into this video. Right, so the shield rework came in Operation Deadly Omen, and this sought to clean up the mechanics of shield, as well as making them more tactical. Now, I think it definitely did clean up the mechanics, and I really do like what they've done with them. However, if we want to make them more tactical, we're gonna have to tone down a bit of the lethality with them. If you don't know, this came to the 3 shield operators in the game, Monty, Blitz, and Fuse, who has a standard ballistic shield, which is rumored to be coming to some other operators as well, but this gave them all a similar system where they all now run similar to how Blitz used to run with their shield up facing forward. And a major thing which they changed as well was the melee. No longer did it count as a knife, they introduced a new system called a shield bash, where when you hit an enemy, they get thrown on their back, similar to an air jab effect or a dash from Oryx. This was something I actually was asking for years ago, not saying I'm the reason why this happened, but I definitely did help contribute to this conversation, because a melee with a shield counting as a one-hit knife kill made absolutely no sense, and it just wasn't a very good system. I always thought the idea of a shield bash knocking the enemy on their back, as well as through walls if they're beside them, was much better. That being said, I definitely think it's a bit overkill right now. The shield bash will easily kill any player in 2 hits. The first bash will immobilize them on their back, and the second bash will finish them off. That was a good step in the right direction to make shields more tactical. However, the bashes should not be doing that much damage. And I'm going to say something here which you may disagree with, but I just urge you to hear out what I'm going to say. I personally believe the shield bash should do 10 HP damage at most. As a tactical support operator as a shield, which does require your teammates to play off you, it shouldn't be necessary for you to be able to melee someone to death. This should be your teammate's job to finish them off. As a support player on a shield, you should be pushing with your team and coordinating. If you're bashing someone on their back with the shield, it should be your teammate finishing them off, using that opportunity where the enemy is immobilized to shoot them whilst they're on the ground. Or you as the shield have to go for the ADS, exposing your head and putting yourself at risk. If one of the intentions of this rework were to make shields more tactical, allowing them to have a 2-hit bash doesn't really fix many of the problems which the old melee system has, and kind of just added to that problem. A shield bash should be used to immobilize an enemy, putting them in a vulnerable position, not just to be able to bash them to death in just a few hits. Listen, for the past year, Monty has been my most played operator, and I can admit there has been many situations where I didn't deserve that kill. I was solo. I didn't have a teammate backing me up. I should not have been rewarded with some of the kills I had gotten. So yes, the mechanic of shield bashing is good. However, you shouldn't be able to bash someone to death with that much ease. Yes, if they're on 1 HP, 10 HP, of course you deserve that kill since you are still doing damage, but you should not be able to face off against a full health defender and kill them in 2 hits. Start with reducing the lethality of a shield bash and push it into more of an immobilization mode rather than a killing mode. As well as this, when an enemy is knocked on their back, I would also like a little bit of a faster recovery time as well. Even just a second would make a bit of a difference and allow the defender to fight back a little more. Another thing that was introduced in this shield rework was the suppression mechanic. When an attacking shield receives a certain threshold of damage, it will become suppressed, meaning that that operator can no longer sprint whilst this effect is in place. I think this was a great mechanic to implement alongside the shield rework. I absolutely love it. I just feel like it may need a little bit of tweaking as well to make it a bit more lenient to some defenders, just to make that suppression mechanic more important and allow defenders to utilize it more. I think the threshold threshold just needs to be lowered a little bit, and if a blitz, for example, is full on running at you, mag dumping their shield should slow them down, and the suppression effect just needs to be lowered a little bit on the damage side so more of that can happen. Now, another major thing which came with this shield rework was the jumping through barricade mechanic. I actually think this is fine. I don't think this needs changing at all. I'll see some people complaining about this, but I think that's because you have this effect and strength of the shields as well as that. But being a support operator who is meant to lead pushes with teammates surrounding them, I think a shield being able to jump through a fully barricaded window or door is fine. I don't think there's a major issue there. And I guess a big issue for a lot of people as well is the melee priority when it comes to shields. Basically, if you as the shield player is meleeing at the same time the defender is, the shield is going to win. The shield has melee priority. Now, in the current state, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair that the shield gets to win every time it melees and then hit them in 2 hits. However, like I was saying, if we tone down the lethality of the shield bashing and make it maximum 10 HP damage per bash, then I think it's still fair to have the shields have melee priority. But right now, the moment you get meleeed by a shield, you're as good as dead, regardless if that shield operator has any teammates supporting them. So yeah, I'm not going to start making up bizarre points and start nerfing them into the ground. I'm taking a fair assessment at the shield rework as someone who has truly played shield ops a lot since this rework has came out to give a fair nerf to these operators. I know some people are going to be commenting right now that this would hurt Blitz the most, but you also have to remember you still have to play as a team when you play with Blitz. You can't just solo rush in. If Blitz is swinging a corner flashing people, you need your teammate there to support you as well. The same case as it would be for Monty or Fuse. I don't think Blitz deserves special treatment. I think some people just need to realize how you actually are meant to play Blitz. So yeah, nothing crazy. I think they simply need toned down a bit for the reasons listed, and I still think if we remove a lot of lethality from the shield bashes and make the suppression system a bit more prominent for defenders to counter them, the shields would still be very good. They would definitely be more tactical than they are in the current system, and we would definitely be in a better position to see what we can do with shields going forward. Because again, I absolutely love this rework, I just think they need toned down a bit. I do wonder if the strengths of shields right now is the reason why Thermite still doesn't have the ballistic shield. If you're not aware, during the Year 9 reveal panel, where they were revealing Year 9 as well as Year 9 Season 1, it was teased that at some point this year, Thermite was going to be getting the ballistic shield. The same bog standard shield which Fuse has. No special ability, just the shield. And a lot of us have been very excited for that, but that was 7 months ago. We are now in Year 9 Season 3. There is only one more season left after this season. It could come in the mid-season update for Year 9 Season 3. I think Operation New Blood would have been a good season for that, considering how content-starved that season was. But considering shields are banned pretty much every match of Pro League, and there is a lot of frustration around them right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the ideas for Thermite Shield have either been delayed or outright cancelled. So I think toning them down a little bit with the stuff I have proposed would also help bring that onto the board and more operators in the future getting a shield. Shields should be there because you want to support your team. We shouldn't have shields purely because you can easily win gunfights with them just by bashing them. So yes, I think a few nerfs to the shields are definitely necessary. I think the ones I propose would still keep them very good and not deviate from the original intention of their changes to begin with, and it would definitely benefit the game in my opinion. But yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.